just sitting here like watching the intro go by. I'm just thinking the world keeps turning. Even though I can't hear it, I'm just like I'm playing it in my head. I'm just like I wish I could like everyone else is getting to hear it. I'm not getting to hear it. It's bullshit. But then I'll hear it always on the playback. But luckily I actually had it muted today. But anyway, as Brian's finishing his avocado and mayonnaise toasty, we are here for episode 27, something like that. 27,
Ooh.
yeah.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So we're back for episode 27, and
otherwise known as 27. If du sprechen Sie Deutsch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if du sprechen Deutsch, 27.
Ich sprechen de Deutsch. I heard like they say like the F word like fecken. Is that true?
Fecken.
Yeah, like ich sprechen de Deutsch fecken. Like, do you fucking speak German?
I honestly don't really know curse words in German except for Affenschwanz.
Okay.
Which means monkey dick.
Okay. Anyway, on what about personal news? What do we got for personal news?
Did the whole thing with Mayflower this past weekend, so we had a pretty crazy hectic week. And now I've been trying to settle back into making videos again. Popped out the Siege review yesterday. And I was going to work on something today, but I was like, we got the live show, so just kind of took the day off and played some Siege, more Siege today.
Yeah, you gotta have a break sometimes. I mean, you can't just be at it like 24/7. Even us YouTubers need breaks. So I've actually been kind of on a break myself, like, But I've had a lot of I got family leaving at the airport last night, more family rocking up today, so. Pretty hectic week for me myself, and I was just gonna say, like, in personal news, it's just been a bad week in general. I mean, I've had some bad products, pretty much bad. Yeah, I'm just gonna be honest. Like, bad products come in, they're gonna get I released the BX200. I was pretty disappointed with that.
Yeah, I know you were. I knew you were disappointed with that, but at the end of the day, it's still an SSD, right? And it's still pretty fast. Like,
yeah, but you look at those consistent speeds there, and it's like. Damn, man, a hard drive can be better than that. You know what I mean? A hard disk drive, like Western Digital Blue, can pretty much perform better than that thing. It's like
I just got the SanDisks in here, man, and those things are just fast. Like they're good enough for me. I'm sure they're not as fast as something like an NVMe, M.2 or whatever, but I mean they're pretty damn fast for me for moving around like video files and stuff. It's quick.
Well, that's the thing. I was gonna say I was talking to someone else earlier in the week, and it was like you can use SSD space as RAM. So if you ever run out of RAM, just cache your SSD, like especially for video editing. And you can cache like literally, whatever. I cache an extra, or cache. You guys say cache. I know. Don't. I know there's someone in the comments going to be like, "It's cache, man." But I cache like 24 gigabytes of my SSD, and that gives me like 40 gigabytes of RAM overall. So it's actually pretty good.
So besides those ones you reviewed, did you get any other new tech pickups that you didn't review yet?
I did actually, yeah, I did. Got the Zoom H2N. Like I picked this up at the junk store. They had it like sitting there. I'm like, can I check it out? And they're like, yeah. And it's like brand new, literally brand freaking new. Got that for I got that with this because I asked them for a deal. And then I got a Steinberg audio interface. I've actually got to use this. Because it'll give me better audio, like give you guys better audio. So I got that with the Zoom H2N for like $100.
Yeah.
So pretty good. What about you with pickups? What'd you get?
Well, I got these my new Daily Driver headphones, the Fisher Audios. These things are really nice. Tyler gave me these when I was up there doing the video. Well, you saw the pictures of them. I had one pair with like a straight cable, but he sent me one with a coiled cable. Now it's like an old telephone cable. I really like it. It's like I could stretch it. It's like boing. But it's nice as hell. And it was actually with the part that attaches to it to make it longer. It was like really really long. So I actually took the attachment piece off of the Creative HX5s, the sleeve cable, and I attached it for the end of the lead that goes into my DAC. So it's actually just the right length now. But they sound incredible running off the DAC, and they're like really nice, like handmade headphones.
Really nice. I did fast forward the stream just now. They actually do look pretty cool. They look
legit.
They
Very
got
nice.
swag, you know.
Yeah, I've got some nice, really nice photos of them. Gonna be reviewing these. Also got my mod in. Like last week, people saw I was using like some crappy vape. I got a new one, and this week I got like a 30-watt mod on here with a Seago V-Hit Vast. So blowing them big clouds now, you know, big vape clouds.
Yeah.
Chilling.
Yeah.
And last pickup, actually, I don't have yet, but I'm going to be getting the EVGA 970 hybrid card that just came out with the liquid card.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to be getting that in. I'm going to review that.
Wait. So you're getting a 980 Ti?
No, not the 970 hybrid.
Oh, okay. No, I was gonna be like, if you get a 980 Ti, I'm just gonna be so jealous.
Oh no! Well, they just we have it in the tech topics actually. They just dropped this 970 hybrid. It's like really late in the life cycle, but they just dropped it, and I was like, why not? I'll test that out since I've got the SSC. See maybe if I can push the overclock a little bit further on this thing under liquid, and then afterwards I'm probably going to try to squeeze this into my mini ITX rig if I can, because Jacob at EVGA seems to think I could fit it in there if I take the actual shroud off that's around the GPU, and then just put that in there with the radiator and the cooler in there. I might be able to squeeze it into the Silverstone RVZ02 case, which is pretty small, but it can house up to a 13-inch graphics card, so it's got some good amount of space. Hopefully I can squeeze it in.
All right, hopefully you can,
Yeah, hopefully.
EVGA hybrid. So, are we ready for some topics? That's the big question.
Yeah, this first one up was Star Wars Battlefront. So basically, EA basically kind of came forward and sort of admitted that it's, you know, not the game that hardcore fans would have wanted. By basically they kind of danced around the subject, but they essentially pointed out that it's the only one of their teen-rated first-person shooters. So they were really trying to hit a wider age group there. It's teenagers, people in their mid-20s, you know, adults, whatever. They wanted everyone to be able to play it all the way down to like an 8-year-old kid. So
I just think they admitted to they could have released a better game. That's what they're trying to say. I mean, come on, like the movie is getting so much work put into it. I mean, apparently George Lucas has seen it and he said Star Wars fans are going to love it. Like the game, it's like, okay, we just got to rush out a game, you know, use a quick hack and slash engine. And, you know, like I thought the game was good, but I didn't think it was worth picking up for the money. And, you know, that all spans from how good the game is from the get-go, like how much depth it's got.
Well, it's like, it's kind of like a generic movie tie-in type of game. But as far as ones that have been done, it's probably one of the best. But at the end of the day, it's still a generic flat movie tie-in game that doesn't really have a soul of its own. It's just a really accurate representation of that movie visually and audibly, but gameplay wise it's just boring as fuck.
Yeah. Well, apparently it underperformed on release, and I think that's because people played it in beta and they're like, well, you know, it wasn't like it's fun, right? It was a fun pickup game, but it just didn't have the depth, especially like the Battlefield games had, you know, I don't know. Battlefield 3, I don't know. Battlefield 3 did it for me. Yeah,
I got bored with it really quick, like really fast. Like I was bored with this game before it even came out.
Yeah, well, you can still go and buy Battlefield 3 for like what, $2 or something, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'd rather play Battlefield 3. I still go on there and I play I still go on there and play Zeba Tower because that was just a good map. Like it's just one good map that I really like off of BF3, and I'll play it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but so they had finally admitted that it could have been better. I think that's the whole thing with EA. So
yeah, I think we're seeing the shift. I mean, we already see it on PC, like with like Rainbow Six Siege, that you know, that's selling better on PC, and I think it's on PC we're seeing people want more mature competitive shooters that you know, emphasize having good level design, good game mechanics, which is sort of why I think that's why CS:GO got such a big bump that it did. You know, like maybe a year or two ago, it was basically after Battlefield 4 came out because people wanted a competitive shooter, and that came out, and it was such a fuck up that people were just like, you know, what's the nearest thing that actually has really good mechanics? And here with CS:GO, it's like, oh yeah, we've got like, you know, 120 hertz tick rates and blah blah blah, like everything is snappy and accurate, and that's why people.
Another thing about CS:GO is that it caters for literally all levels of players. Like, if you're good, you can be really good, you know. And if you're bad, then you can still play the game and enjoy it. You know what I mean, with your friends.
Yeah, and
so that's
the thing I've mentioned before is that anyone can run it.
Yeah, that's it.
So you can run that on 980 Ti's all the way down to potato, and probably even below potato, like French fry. French fry could probably run it.
Yeah, pretty much with CS:GO. Because I mean, the gun mechanics are really good, right? And it takes more than just spraying a gun to kill someone. Like, you know, with the AK, you know, you do those two. Is it still the two shot? I haven't played it in so long. Is it still like you do the pop two shots when you're like from afar?
In which game?
CS:GO with the AK. That's what you generally do. You do the two double shot, double shot, double shot.
I honestly don't. I couldn't really tell you. I don't play enough CS:GO to tell you the
and then
like the weapon combos and all that.
And then if you know how the M16, I don't know what they call it nowadays in CS:GO, but if you know how it sprays, then you can control your recoil.
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
Your spread.
But I remember I could never control the AK-47 recoil. It was just insane.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time getting down the muscle memory playing one of those games like that. Just getting better.
Yeah.
I've just never been a fan of the. I don't know. I just like I like Siege. I like Rainbow Six Siege. That's good shit. That's kind of my perfect speed for a game. It's like a game I've wanted for a really long time, and someone nailed it.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. I like Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah, it's fun. That's not what you said in your review, man. You were.
I thought it wasn't worth $60 though, and that's the honest truth.
I agree. It's not worth $60. I think it's worth 40 though.
I think it's worth I'm gonna pay 20 for it. I'm waiting for it to come down to 20. And I think it'll be a good pickup at 20.
Yeah. Well, I think that's probably what could eventually happen, and then it could get really popular later on in its life when more people pick it up and it's been, polished more by that point and everything, and more maps have come out, more operators, and people can just get it for $20-$30 and be like, here's a shitload of content on a good solid game.
Well, people were right in my review in that it isn't well optimized. Like, I've got to start doing optimization in two parts. Can the engine be smooth? Like, you know what I mean? Is the engine like a, Call of Duty Ghost?
Yeah, but is it smooth doesn't really mean a lot to me. It's like is it smooth on what hardware though? You got to say the exact CPU, exact graphics card, because it's going to be different for everyone.
Then you've got the eye candy 2 performance. Or the eye candy, basically frame rating and then performance to FPS. You know what I mean? Yeah. I thought I don't know, Crysis 3 did it actually really well when you stop down some graphics settings. I thought, wow, because I got that running at 4K with 60 FPS and it looked really freaking good. So I don't know. EA done and dusted. We're gonna move on.
Yeah. Speaking of looking good, these screenshots of Witcher 3. Their second big expansion that's coming. They already had one expansion come out, and it got good reviews, added a good amount of content to the game, and now we've got the next one, Blood and Wine, coming, and it just looks really nice, just vibrant. Like that looks like a Disney castle. That's the best way I could describe that. That's just gorgeous looking.
Well, see, I am yet to get Witcher 3, and I'm going to get it one day, and I'm going to play through it, and it's going to be fun.
Well, I mean, just look at this location as just one location being added in as part of an expansion. You're saying you got to get on this game, man. And there's like multiple places in the game world that are like this too.
So will you be getting this expansion?
Oh yeah, I bought the season pass when the game came out.
Okay, well, Joker's on top of Witcher 3, ladies and gentlemen. So
yeah, it was extra $20 for the season pass. I was like, yeah, whatever. Just I don't care. It's Witcher. Of course, I want it.
Okay. So it's slated for the first half of 2016 anyway. So if there are big Witcher 3 fans out there, they're going to be excited. So they're looking like a 20-hour tale. So 20 hours of content's actually really good.
For like $10 also.
Yeah, so I mean 20 hours is always really good. I mean the initial game itself, how many hours was that if you were to estimate the average person could finish it in 60?
No, like 90 to 100 minimum. And then like 150 to 200 if you do everything.
Shit. Okay. And then what about the last expansion?
That was about you could really burn through it in like 8 hours, but realistically you're looking at like 10 to 15 hours.
Okay, so this looks like it'll be a little bit longer.
You might have been able to get 15 to 20 if you really took your time, but I would say that's a bit on the long end.
Okay. All right, well, this looks good then. So hopefully this is a little bit longer than the last expansion.
Yep.
And people will just absolutely love it. So
no, Robert, it's not too late to buy the season pass. You can get it on like GOG or probably on like something like CD Keys or G2A, probably maybe for a few bucks less. If I had to venture a guess, because Witcher 3's been going on sale during a lot of the holiday sales, and we'll probably see another winter sale I know on the last sale they had it. It was marked off. I think it was $30 and it was marked down to 20 if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, just keep an eye out for a sale. I'm sure you'll be able to find it.
Yeah, I'd like to see some more game. I'd like to see some gameplay pics though, especially with those new mods that we announced.
Oh yeah. I installed the one of those. Yes, it's really nice. The water one especially was really good.
Yeah. So you want to move on to the next topic, like actually a proper rumor with Half-Life 3 rather than Illuminati triangles.
Well, it's like it was a rumor that kind of came up just a few days ago, and then it was like it came up and then it went back down, and now it's kind of like you're just kind of hanging out there. It's like, well, is it real? Is it not? Because basically this thing had popped up on Half-Life 3 page that featured a section for developers, beta testers within the game itself. This had kind of came out. But then Mark Laidlaw came forward from Valve, and he basically addressed it and just basically said, "This is not us. Like, this is definitely not us." So,
well, I mean, right? They've got the script. Like, I mean, hasn't he admitted? Gaben's admitted to having the actual script, like, ready for Half-Life 3, but
I don't know. There's so much speculation around it. It's just,
now with an actual interview or something like that, he said there's a script. There is a script for Half-Life 3.
I wouldn't doubt it.
It's kind of like, well,
stories usually like one of the last things that they work on, though. That's the thing with that. Story is usually like one of the last things that happens.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, just get Half-Life 3 out because it would be really good. And you'd have CS.
Well, that's the thing is in previous years, things that like have been said make it seem like it's less and less likely that we are going to see one. But I don't know. I think everyone wants one. But then also there's going to be so much hype around it that it's going to have to be an absolute masterpiece, like from start to finish.
Maybe they're waiting for a new engine or something like that. That could be.
Well, not even that. Just imagine the expectations built up around it, though.
Would Steam release it on DX12? I don't think they would. They'd push a new API on it.
I could see why they might be hesitant to release it in the current atmosphere of gaming and how hostile things are.
Yeah, that's true. On other news, did you see that HD remake of the Final Fantasy VII, like the actual gameplay?
I saw something about it. I don't usually look into that. I never got excited about Final Fantasy, so I never really read up on it.
Well, see, I never purchased Destiny, so I've still got like my game card money, so I think I'm going to be using that to purchase the Final Fantasy VII HD remake. So, because it looks pretty cool. Anyway, just saying. But so yeah, we've got I don't know.
Sorry, I didn't mean to be awkwardly quiet. I was taking a vape.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's right.
Yeah, that's right. This next one is a System Shock 3 has been teased. Did you play the original System Shocks? Those are old school PC games.
I started playing whatever Shock Infinite. Yeah, that was the latest.
No,
one,
you're kind of on the right track. You're thinking of BioShock, but that's actually from that's actually based off of System Shock. It kind of evolves from that team they kind of branched off, and that's sort of where BioShock came from. So you're kind of on the right track, but no, this System Shock is different. It's a different series, but from the same people.
Okay, System Shock 3. So it's going to be a complete new story then. Like, this is what I'm gathering then.
Well, yeah. I'm assuming it's going to pick up from where the old ones left off, and we might be seeing a Kickstarter campaign this Monday. So all we got is a teaser right now. So people are excited about System Shock 3. I played the first and second one. They were both great back in the day.
So it's easy to say that you're a fan then.
Well, yeah, I have fond memories. When I was a kid, there was only a few good games to play, and like that was one of them.
So, I could say you're a fan, but not a fanboy.
No, I'm not a fanboy, but I definitely have some. I have some nostalgia goggles for the old System Shock games, because I'm sure if I were to boot them up now, they would probably look absolutely terrible. I'd be like, how did I ever play this?
But I wonder if we get them booted at 4K. Because I remember some games used to scale. Yeah, like as you increase the res, you actually increase the viewing distance of the game. That was how old school games worked, yeah? Some of them. I don't know. I remember games, but way back, if you increase the res, you also increase the actual, So it'd be more CPU overhead.
Yep.
Crazy that. So I do want to get some of the HD remakes though, like the latest. They released Age of Empires 2, like an expansion recently. They released Baldur's Gate 2, like HD edition. There's some games I got to get in the HD editions, and burn through them. So, I mean, I'll bring back the old school because definitely we all know the new school's kind of really sucking at the moment. You know, like a lot of games are just coming out.
Well, I want to play like some old school like multiplayer type games that you can actually still play, like find and still play online.
Oh man, we need to get Star Wars cracking with the lightsaber battles.
Well, there's there's old there's like GoldenEye mods. You could play like Doom 2 multiplayer stuff like that.
Yeah, all right. We'll have to get that cracking, definitely.
Maybe some Duke Nukem.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Duke Nukem for the win,
Duke Nukem 3D multiplayer. Let's do that.
Yeah. And do you want to get excited then about the Overwatch? Because I'm actually pretty excited now because...
Oh, you got Overwatch next? Okay, I'll move that up.
Okay. Oh, you want to go Dirt Rally? Or?
Well, I got Overwatch up now. It's fine.
Okay. It's just I'm pretty excited about Overwatch. So,
yeah, same.
So now they're saying that all the post-release maps and the heroes will be free. So basically the game is going to not be like it's going to be the way microtransactions and all that crap should be done properly, right? If you want to make your character look better, you can just buy some cosmetic enhancements. But it's not going to actually affect the game at all. So, you know, this is, you know, Blizzard would definitely look like, you know, and they're not going to charge you for maps. And I think that's going to make the game succeed, is the fact that they're not charging for maps, right? I think that's the biggest part where they get it wrong. I mean, fair enough, cosmetics, it's arguable, but at the same time, they got to make money, right?
I don't mind them charging for cosmetics as long as it's not absurd. Like, you know, like what happened with Rainbow Six Siege, I thought was absurd because of the pricing. Like, to buy everything in the game, you need to spend like $400 fucking dollars. That's insane. That's way too much money to charge for weapon skins. You should be able, like, if the game comes out and has like weapon skins, you should be able to get like all of them like in a bundle for like $20 tops. It's digital clothing. It's worth. It should not be worth that much.
They make a shitload off some people, man. Some people just get infatuated with the game, and they know they can make a heap of money. Like, I'd say Dota 2 would make a absolute killing because they're constantly releasing new...
I mean, you don't think they're gonna MOBA this and like the characters are gonna have completely different skins that'll make like you know, there's a guy like a cowboy, maybe it'll make him look like a fucking space cowboy, and it'll just be a skin. But you know, you'll have to like unlock a case or something like that. It'll be like super rare, and you'll be able to buy it somewhere on a forum for like $1,000, and people will pay it. Yeah, just because they want that one skin.
But that's the thing, like, that just comes down to discipline. But I like how they're doing this, like with the maps especially. They're just like they're bringing out a game that's going to be optimized for frickin' PC. It's gonna be essentially free, and you know, like, you don't have to pay to, like, what is it? You know, pay for the advantage, pay to win. Yeah, you don't have to pay to win. So that's what I like about Overwatch. I like about Blizzard too. They have a really good record with balancing games. So, except for, I'd say, World of Warcraft, they kind of mess it up sometimes in Arena. Yeah. But I think StarCraft, they're getting it right. Definitely with the latest StarCraft expansion. And Brood Wars, that was like really good. So, yeah. I'm just looking forward to Overwatch because I've seen some gameplay on it, and it looks like one of the smoothest games I've seen yet on PC.
Yeah, it looks excellent. I've been like searching everywhere. It's just like I just want a goddamn beta key already for this fucking thing.
Yeah, it's like it also looks like it's fast paced as well. So, always love myself some fast paced games. So we'll be getting that cracking, right? We'll be getting that cracking and being like, yeah,
absolutely. Charlie, as soon as it's ever available.
Charlie to Tango 2 or whatever. Yeah, 2 tangos.
Charlie Tango moving up. Yeah, so get to the point.
It. Charlie 2 tangos. Got to get them. Got to get them, mate. Just make sure you get some Vegemite after.
Just gotta get to the point, mate.
Yeah, that's it. And Charlie, just 2 tangos over there, mate.
That's what it is.
Just take Vegemite.
Next one up was we finally got Dirt Rally has finally left early access and has been fully released on the PC. I have been holding off on trying this because I wanted to wait for the full launch of the game, and now it's here, so now I have no more excuses. I need to definitely download this game and give it a try. It's meant to be like super realistic as far as the vehicle handling is concerned, so I want to try it.
Oh yeah, some things I forgot to try as well. I forgot to tell you. I did try an X34 when I went to Electric City.
Ooh.
And you know what?
What?
I wasn't impressed.
With what? Well, with the colors, or it's ultra wide in general.
Just in ultra wide in general. I was just like, wow, like
So
my 4K
nothing.
monitor
Yeah.
has
That's
much more.
well. That's how I
Like,
was, but like nothing to the fault of the display itself. It's just the ultra wide.
I mean, I'm looking at it. I'm like, I want more vertical space for how wide it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I felt that as well. I was like, I want this to be taller.
like I think like you know, 2x1 would be better, or whatever, 16x8. I think that would be better than
21 by 10.
yeah, yeah. So like, I don't know. I just think 21x9 is too wide. Like, and
I think
yeah.
21 by 10 would be perfect. That'd be great.
So just I was like, damn, I
Just
want
bring
a little
back
bit
that
more
old that
vertical.
old 16 by 10 standard and stretch it out. There you go.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Like, I don't know. It's just, I was like, literally, because my 28-inch here definitely has more vertical headroom than that monitor. And I'm like, why would you pay $1,300 for that? Just saying. So, but yeah, I saw that. And then I saw the 4K LG curved displays. You know those 65-inch ones?
Yeah. The ones that
Man, are they freaking legit. Best TV I've seen ever. Those OLEDs.
Yeah,
was
I know.
just
I saw
shocked.
one too. I want to get one.
Yeah, imagine getting one of those with this racing sim. That's what came to mind automatically for me. It was like, wow, I'd love to get one of those TVs and do Dirt Rally properly. That would just be freaking amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That was just insane. Like I saw one of those and just you'll have you seen one in real life?
Yep.
Yeah, in the flesh, they're like,
Yeah,
oh my
they are.
god, they're in the wilderness.
Yeah, it basically made me turn around and Google is like, why do we not have OLED monitors yet? That was my question. I was like, I want an OLED monitor now, like 144 hertz 4K or something on DP 1.3.
They're still expensive to produce, but damn that TV, damn. Ladies and gentlemen, damn.
We'll have monitors like that soon enough.
I wonder if someone in the audience wants to sponsor us one.
We gotta hit up. You gotta hit up Diane over at LG. And just like, I know you that one night with your brother. That was hilarious. Oh my god.
Yeah, I did ask her, man. She got back and she said maybe in the next year they can send us out something for a review. Apparently they've released all their review samples for 2000.
Dude, they told me the same thing in July, and then like next week later, like Jay had like 2 LG displays, and like someone else had an LG display, and I was just like, you motherfuckers.
No, fair enough. That's what it is, you know, the hustle of a small YouTube tech channel. The hustle's real. So, yeah,
Yep.
Dirt Rally. But do we want to get into the details of Dirt Rally? Like when we can, like it's out now.
It's out now, man.
It's out now.
Come on, man, pay attention.
And how much does it cost? So you got to tell the details.
I don't know.
Play.
I didn't buy it. It's like, I don't know. It's like maybe like $40. I don't know.
All right.
I'm just kind of guessing here. I don't know.
Joke is just going YOLO on the stream.
What do you think? This is my job or something? Like, you think I'm some sort of responsible human being that knows this information? Like,
Right, well, you can get it for a roundabout. I'm going to let people know on G2A.
It's somewhere from $0 to $1,000, somewhere in that range.
No, it's actually. I'm just getting the price up now. I think it's like around $40.
See, I was right then. So you're giving me shit over nothing?
Yeah,
I was right.
$35. You can pick up Dirt Rally CD key global for $35.
Basically, what
USD.
he's saying is that I was pretty right. I was like if right was here, I was like right there. I was like right, and there's me right there. Like we could pretty much see each other. Like it was right there.
Dude, what are you putting in that vape juice? Oh man. All right. Anyway, so yeah, Dirt Rally's gonna go. It's anywhere from $0 to $1,000. Like that's the price tag, and
$0 to $1,000, somewhere in that range.
somewhere in that range. And you can get it now, like it's released.
Pretty much.
So I think that's the big deal with Dirt Rally. So we got Elite Dangerous. Do we want to move on to that? The minimum specs for VR. So are some of the highest? I think they are the highest we've ever seen yet for a game. So the title's like some of the highest. I think it is the highest minimum requirement specs I've ever seen.
Well, no, it's because it's for VR, which makes sense. It has to render it twice, and I honestly would say that these are pretty modest because I played a lot of I'm about to say Rainbow Six, no, Elite Dangerous, and it's a pretty taxing game. I mean, there are parts of it where you're like open world where it's like you're just out in space. It's not really that taxing. It'll pretty much run like over 100 frames on anything.
Yeah.
But when you get in near like the spaceports and there's a lot of other crafts going around, it becomes pretty CPU intensive. And then having to draw all of that twice on the VR display using the GPU is going to be pretty damn taxing.
True story.
Especially if you want to get like
the,
60, especially if you're wanting to get like 60 plus FPS, which I assume you do.
Well, I'm kind of surprised because the CPU overhead, like, actually, it's pretty intense too. Yeah. Anyway, this game is going to be taxing. You're going to need, like, apparently, you're going to need at least an i5 4590, which is a Haswell-based CPU, and you're going to need a GTX 980 or a GTX 9. I mean, imagine a 970 should be able to run it in the end for VR. But the actual game itself, without those, without VR, I mean, because I imagine no one's playing it on VR. It should be a lot less. So I don't have those specs up here. Do you?
No.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, it's going to run on something maybe like a 750 Ti. I'd imagine like it should be okay to run on a 750 Ti.
No, it's got to draw it twice though. Remember, it needs the video memory. That's why it's probably why they're recommending like 3 and 4 gig cards minimum. Well, all the cards they're recommending are 4 gigabyte cards. And
Okay.
It's got to draw everything twice. The resolution is going to be quite high, so. It's going to need that VRAM.
Yep. Gonna need that VRAM. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, if you want to be on, this is like the cutting edge of technology. This is like, it's like when 4K came out, it's like people with like, shitty PCs didn't expect to be able to run 4K. So like if you have like an ancient PC from like 8 years ago, don't expect to be running VR, at 100 frames and be all bummed out when you can't play like a gorgeous modern space game in VR. On like a 630 fucking GT 630. There you go. That's what you got.
Yeah, that's what you need, man.
That's my definition. That's my definition of like a shitty PC. If you're rocking like a GT 630, like don't bother with VR.
Oh man, people message me like sometimes and like they're like, check out this build, man. Check out this build. And it's like they've got like a GT 740 in there, and then or an R7 like 240, and I'm
no. It's a 6.
Yeah, I'm like, you're not going to be playing games on that thing.
It's a 620M, don't you know?
Yeah. So yeah, like they're sending me messages on this crowd. I'm like, just get a better graphics card in there. It doesn't even matter. So just
put something in there.
Yeah, just because the numbers, like, don't be fooled by marketing numbers, ladies and gentlemen. Just because it says to whatever R7 240 does not make it like 80% of a R7 270, R9 270. Completely different league. So anyway, Elite Dangerous. So yeah, looks pretty good. High system requirements, and that's going to be the new question: can it run Elite D?
Well, maybe in your house can it run the Elite D, but I think it's really going to be can he run Star Citizen?
Yeah,
that's going to be.
Is it going to be limp? That's what they're going to say.
Well, I think it already would be. Can you run Star Citizen? But Elite Dangerous is already here and now. It's already out in full release.
So that's what I mean. So we need a new question. So can it run the D?
Yeah. He wants to know if it can. What's the minimum specs for the Elite D?
Yeah, that's it. So anyway,
minimum space requirements.
Yep. No sexual innuendo.
How many inches can it take?
all right. Let's get on to some new news then. We've got here Corsair unveils the Carbide 600Q and 600C.
I want to slide my graphics card right in that case.
Its first inverted ATX cases. So we got inverted here, which is
I'll
actually
make something
cool
go
idea.
inverted.
So yeah, well that's what I mean. I think inverted is finally it's time for a change, and I think Corsair are being a bit ballsy and doing something. Oh, you know what I saw? I saw some case and it looked really good. Like it was an actual ATX case with like a flatbed in it, and I did want to get it. I was like, that's going to be my next case. I think it was like a Core 2 or something. It was called. And it looked really freaking good. So, are you vaping again?
No.
I can hear it. Okay.
Definitely not.
No. All right. So, yeah, what do you think about this case? I mean, it's just inverted. It looks, of course, very
well, I really do like the design of the case, actually. Like, I think the front looks really good, bringing back the pirate chips and all that, getting rid of the tramp stamp logo that they had.
Yeah.
So, I'm not like a big... like the inverted thing really doesn't do it for me, and I probably wouldn't buy it because of the inverted thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but other than that though, I love the design of the way that the case looks. I like the pirate chip on the side there on that power supply shroud where it's covering that, and the front of the case all looks good.
Yeah, but I mean, from an anal retentive standpoint, actually inverted kind of makes a little bit more sense because
for me, I'd rather have my fans up at the top because hot air rises.
Yeah, that's right. Hot air rises, baby. This is real. No, someone else disproved it. Yeah, it still does. It's still physics. So I don't know.
Yeah, that doesn't make much sense right there for physics. That you'd want it the other way around. There's a reason we've been putting coolers on the top for a long time.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, hot air rises, baby. Anyway, so yeah, the cooler on the bottom, you just have all your hot air kind of getting pushed into your graphics card there. But you might want to mount it like on the side there, like they're doing side mounted radiator. That's what they're pushing, you know.
Yep.
Because Jay's 2 Cents' recent video on that side mounted radiator. So they're like, okay, we can actually do it now.
Well, I've got the front mounted radiator on my test rig. It's really good. Like it fucking runs really cool.
I got top mounted because I'm just, you know, I like top mounted.
Well, I'm looking forward to putting that 970 hybrid in there because then the whole system's going to be completely liquid cooled, man.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm going to have the GPU and the CPU on liquid.
So you're going to get one of these cases?
No, not one of these cases. I'm saying in my test rig.
Okay.
When I have the 970 hybrid because my CPU's already on air. I mean on water with the Intermax.
Yeah. Are you going to be walking on sunshine as well? Or?
I never thought I would have a completely liquid cooled system, but there it is. It's just kind of happening.
It's just happening, man. That's it. Okay, so this case, it looks good. Do we want to read out any more specs? So the SU's going to be, or the power supply will be on top. And
and it's a full-size ATX.
Yeah, full-size ATX as well. So release date on it? Is there...
I'm
just trying to read specs.
To say it's $150 though. Pretty pricey. Okay,
so $150 and it's coming to a store near you. So get your Carbide 600Q or 600C.
Yep. So and pretty good water cooling support too. 200 millimeter radiator in the front, 360 millimeter radiator on the bottom.
Okay, well they're both available now, and that's what they're saying. So they're both available now on Corsair's website. So
$150.
$150. Go get your Corsair 600Q.
I won't be able to pass judgment until I see Dimitri shoot B-roll of it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you need that Dimitri B-roll.
I bet he's already got one up on Vessel. I guarantee it.
Well, just roll. Do a Dimitri intro.
Linus has a video up on it actually on Vessel. I already saw it today. I didn't watch it though.
Okay, well, can you do a Dimitri intro quickly?
You mean something like, this video was brought to you by ncix.com. Great technology, selection, and service.
There we go. Thanks, Dimitri. Okay, let's move on to the next topic here. This is actually pretty big news. Yeah, see, remember I was telling you about the PCB size on Skylake CPUs? I was concerned. Like, it was thin. When I picked up my Skylake CPU, I was like, damn, it was thin. Like, it felt like there was a bit of cost cutting going on, but now it's to the stage where the cost cutting has gone too far and we got bent CPUs.
That's no good.
Like, I mean, bent CPUs.
That needs to be your thumbnail, Brian, for TGW this week, and then just like in the big words like coming on the sides is like get bent.
Yeah. That's it, get bent. Yeah. Do you even bend, bro? Do you even bend?
Yeah. Hashtag get bent.
That's it. I couldn't imagine some of the problems people are having with this. So basically, yeah, the PCB is getting bent because it's too thin. And if you compare them side by side, which I've already done, you compare them side by side with a predecessor CPU, I think they just went a little bit too far. And that's why I would not recommend delitting unless you get one of those delitters kits. But even then, it's like, I don't know. This is really concerning.
It seems like this is happening on tower heat sinks mostly.
Yeah, well,
where they're under a lot of weight. That's what it seems like.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, it's bending pins on the motherboards as well because of the uneven freaking pressure. You know, like that's just wrong. Like, man, like this could be like a real nightmare, especially if I start having problems with my CPU on my motherboard. Because I like to mount my CPU coolers. Like I've always done that. Screw it in pretty tight. You know what I mean? Like high pressure. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there like me like that, you know, because once it's perfectly mating the pins, it's got a lot of, give in it. You know, you'd have to really like freaking screw that thing in to really do any damage. But like on this, if you even give it a little bit of a man, I might actually pull my CPU out and check and just make sure I don't have like a bent freaking PCB because that looks pretty freaking bad, man. Hey, you can see it like. Yep. You can see it's like kind of like...
Yeah, it's warped the whole motherboard.
Yeah. So it's kind of like in the corners, it's bent where it's been screwed down, the pressure.
Yeah, it's probably like half the thickness of the Haswell, maybe like
yeah, I'd say that's
60%,
about
something like that.
that's about a good guess. Like it did look pretty, So Japanese cooling expert Sith, they've announced a change for the mounting system. So anyway,
Bummer.
so but you got to bear the possibility of damage to the CPU. So that's
I hope
what they
I don't
say.
have any issues when I move over my Skylake CPU to the Mini ITX rig with the Noctua cooler.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'd wonder how Intel's going to like deal with this because it is pretty annoying. Like, I mean,
Oh yeah, on a sort of side note thing, just kind of I guess we can kind of interject here.
yeah,
I put the Noctua fans in my system like right before I went up to Albany to go for Mayflower. So I had opened up my PC, I cleaned it out, and I was putting in the Noctua fans, and I noticed that went to go clean my CPU cooler fan, and I noticed that I've had my fan on the CPU cooler blowing down through the radiator into the top graphics card.
yeah.
So my CPU had been like, people had been saying in my videos like, "Oh my god, your CPU's like 83 your GPU's 83 degrees like all the time," and I was like, "Yeah, I know. It's 980 Ti. That's what it is, bro."
It's just how it is, bro. Yeah.
No, it was just my fan was pointed in the wrong direction, bro.
So, you actually just changed it and then it's better?
Yeah, I took it off, cleaned it, and then put it so that it's blowing the hot air up now off the CPU. Put the Noctua fans, 2 at the front and 1 at the back, replacing the fractal fans.
Yeah.
And again, then I eventually got those configured after a day in my ASUS software, which was kind of a headache in its own self.
So
And
it's
now
2
everything's
Noctuas
running
in the front, 2
one-
Noctuas in the back. That's 4 Noctuas strapped, cooling in.
One Noctua
jokers.
in the back. One Noctua in the
Okay,
back.
okay. Yeah.
And
So
now,
your
now it's
case
super.
is
Now it's
essentially
super.
strapped.
Now it's super cool though. Now the top GPU's not going over like 72 degrees.
Really, that much of a difference?
Yeah, well, yeah, because I had that fan blowing on top of the GPU.
Okay.
My CPU is blowing its hot air into the top graphics card, which was also being punished by hot air from the bottom graphics card. So
Yeah.
it was a pretty heated situation.
Yeah, but people are saying in the comments like, I think some people are saying like, just be careful how you mount it and don't apply too much pressure. It's just not that. It's just that people are used to doing certain things. Like I'm used to just screwing up a CPU cooler in a certain way. I shouldn't have to change, I shouldn't have to be that careful because Intel have decided to go cost cutting and being a bunch of tight asses. Like, it's a little bit annoying, right? So, and especially, I mean, look, a lot of the time you just get your screwdriver and you tighten it up until you're like wrist tight, you know what I mean? So you're not using your whole arm or you're not putting muscle into it, but you're tightening it up so it's firm, right? Because I guarantee you, if you can get your CPU cooler and you can even move it just a little bit, that's not tight enough in my opinion. So, I like to have my CPU cooler on there so it's not moving at all,
Yeah,
There's no give.
Yeah, same
So
here.
that's just a manhandle mount. That's what makes it a man mount,
Yeah, I just
Like,
keep
I can
going. I
understand
just keep going diagonal and just keep going side to side, but I just get it on there really tight.
Yeah, but it's just annoying. This is pretty bad. Like, I mean, if my CPU is freaking bent, I'm gonna be, complaining, being
Pissed.
like, "Hey, man,
Absolutely.
yeah, I want a new CPU, I want a new motherboard too. If it breaks my motherboard as well,
Yep.
so
right,
this is actually pretty bad."
Yeah, let's go into next topic here to get the which we were already talking about earlier. The 970 hybrid came out. So kind of an interesting release here, late in the life cycle of the 900 series. It's really kind of coming down to the end. So,
It looks really good though. Like I'm a big fan of these EVGA hybrid coolers. I think Corsair and MSI, I think they're all starting to do it now because essentially it's like, okay, cosmetics, you don't really worry about that. It's all about the performance. And I think a lot of gamers care about this more than they care about fancy blue, liquid nitrogen flowing through their tubes.
and also something like this is kind of convenient, and it's also good if you are doing like a mini ITX build.
Yeah.
It might not be advisable in the case that I'm going to try to do it in, which I'm going to try anyway. But if you were in something like a Node or just a regular, shoebox type case, you could definitely fit this in there.
Yeah.
And then have your GPU underwater, so it's going to help it keep cool in that tight space.
I am going to say, though, the premium, for what it's worth, the premium is best. Like, you'll extract the most value out of that all-in-one premium on the 980 Ti's because, they have to obviously put on a extra bit of money over retail, like just a reference 970, which has gone down to like $300, by the way. Oh, they're so cheap in Japan as well. Like I went out on the weekend. I think they're actually cheaper. 970s are actually cheaper in Japan than they are in the States, which is a first. I saw some 970s going as low as like $280.
Well, you know what you need to do is you need to pick up two and then run them versus the 980 Ti.
That'd be a good idea, actually. I'd only need one more.
Well, actually, I'm going to have two 970s on hand, so I'm probably just going to do that.
Well, you're going to do that. All right. Well, you do it. So
I'm going to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's it. I mean, this looks wicked, though. It looks good, but I'm got my reservation. $400 though, kind of puts it right in that level of okay, I can just get a 980 Ti. Or
yeah, I would. If it was me, I personally would never spend extra GPU budget on buying something like this.
Yeah,
but I recognize its importance in the market for people that do need it or just really want a liquid-cooled 970 for whatever reason.
Yeah, well, I think that's a good thing. Yeah, I mean, it looks really good anyway. So, it looks sleek and sexy.
Yep.
So, and it's got a copper base. Did you know that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to seeing how much of an overclock can get on it versus the 970 SSC. If it can actually do that much better under liquid.
It will. It should. Like, I think you should be pushing some decent figures on that thing.
So let's see. They should have SSC'd this thing straight out of the box anyway, in my opinion. Yeah. I mean, you're doing the hybrid card. You may as well just sell it as a fucking SSC and throw like a beast-ass overclock on there.
Yeah. All right, so what do we got now? We got Radeon 2016 GPUs support HDMI 2.0A and DisplayPort 1.3 and HDR. So we got some big announcements coming out here from AMD. I mean, I think the compatibility things there, like HDMI 2.0, is a necessity. I mean, especially on the high end.
I couldn't believe it wasn't on the 300 series.
Yeah, that was I was surprised with that. On the Furies, anyway. Well, the Fury X and the Fury.
I think they probably did, but on my 380, like it didn't have HDMI 2.0, which I thought was obscene.
Yeah, and DisplayPort 1.3, that's a good thing. I mean, this is the thing that AMD are doing like some good pushes this week. What do they have? Like they're bringing the variable refresh rate technology over HDMI, so people on budget monitors will be able to get some performance advantages there. Mm-hmm. Also, they've got this announcement here with the HDR. So basically, their cards, all their graphics cards, apparently support 10-bit color space. So what this is going to mean is that they're going to try and streamline it so that you can actually get pure 10-bit color out of your monitors. Now, obviously, you're going to need a monitor that supports 10-bit color natively, which is hard because a lot of monitors are either 6-bit pushing it with this. What is that process again? Where they fake 8-bit, or they're 8-bit and they FRC, is it whatever? It is.
My Korean 4K is 10-bit.
Yeah, but I mean, I think mine Korean panels are 8-bit with the 10-bit whatever it is algorithm thing that upscales it to 10-bit. But I do disagree with some of the articles that say it's a bad thing. It's generally not good. I think it is really good. Like if you remember, I remember comparing a 6-bit upscaled 8-bit monitor thing to a 8-bit monitor, and the colors are really still good. Like that technology does work. Obviously a pure 8-bit color is going to be a little bit better, and obviously 10-bit pure color will be better than 8-bit. But yeah, I mean, I just had to disagree with that. But for what it's worth, this looks really good because they're essentially just making it so that less quality of the actual pixels is getting cut down by the time it reaches your monitor. I do kind of like, if you look at the picture, I kind of think it's a bit too much. Like you see that example they're showing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they've put it's like they got two images and they've just applied the S curve to the one on the right, and then they've just put a black transparent blanket over the other one.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like it's a bit too much for me.
It's a bit drastic. It's not that drastic, honestly.
It's like it really wouldn't be that drastic. Like if you were comparing two images to another. Like I doubt, like if you did an blind test, a lot of people probably couldn't pick it up either.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but it is a good thing, especially for people working in the professional field as well. This is a good initiative though. Like, it is a good initiative that they're bringing this, and since their graphics cards support it, and I imagine it wouldn't be too hard to implement, then it's great to see them do things like this. As I was saying before, AMD need to get a competitive advantage going because, their sales aren't doing too well, unfortunately. Like, I want to see AMD do better.
Yeah, they need to do better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hopefully some of these announcements they're making, like this, the next one we have up with the FreeSync over HDMI.
Yep.
beating definitely Nvidia with their G Syncs. They still are still not doing that, so they're beating them on that. So that's good to see. It's FreeSync has been better as far as its options for the connectivity for people to be able to actually works and performs.
Yeah. I love going to Electric City every now and then because you can see the trends. And one thing I noticed when I went there was that PC gaming in general is
but it's always also sort of fallen short versus G-Sync and
up, as well as retro gaming. Retro gaming like your old Mario and Super Nintendo games, Nintendo games. That was picking up so much as well. I was shocked. I remember like going with my friend there like years ago, and it was kind of like more of a niche culture. But now it's just everyone looking for retro games. And then when I went to the tech stores, there was so many people there. So PC gaming and actual retro gaming, I'd say that's two of the fastest growing markets in the gaming segment. I was sad to see, and this is one thing I was sad to see when I went to a lot of the big stores. It was just like Nvidia graphics cards freaking everywhere, and then there's like this little segment for AMD, and like I kind of felt sad. I was like, damn, this is if this keeps going the way it's going, man, it's not good. I was like, damn, because for instance, the 970 was a lot cheaper here than an R9 390 was.
Yeah, and they're showing the laptop here too, and that's another thing is that I don't think people realize is that the laptop market, it's pretty much all Intel and Nvidia.
Yeah,
it's like it's very rare that you see AMD in like especially like gaming stuff.
That's true. You got a 980Ms and 980, in all the high-end laptops as well. So
you'll see AMD at like the lower end. You'll see like them in like the $200-$300 laptop range. The stuff you'll see at Best Buy that you might buy for a kid for Christmas. But as far as the gaming stuff is concerned, it's almost always Intel, Nvidia, always.
But yeah, Techno Geek said in the comments, "This supply and demand. It's a true story. Like sad as it is, that's what's happening." And we're going to talk about it a little bit later. But you want to support? Oh, we already talked about the FreeSync over HDMI. So
yeah, we already burned through that. Yeah. The next one up is the Nvidia jumping up 11.8%.
Yeah, and then this one, like I was surprised. I looked at the stock prices, like, damn, I didn't realize Nvidia had gained that much on their stock prices. So over the past 3 months, they gained 50% on the value of their stock. And this is the funny thing, right? We're in a market where apparently overall the PC market has declined. Yet here is Nvidia being like the star. So it's got to show that's showing also the market shift, but it's also in ways showing that the enthusiast PC gaming market is growing, which is really awesome, right? This is what we do. We love doing this. And the fact that this whole market's growing is really awesome. So I'm just surprised that, their stock grew as much as it did. Anyway, they passed analysts' estimates, and that usually bumps stock prices through the roof, especially when they beat it by 130 million. Like, that is pretty huge. But anyway, that's the Nvidia freaking finance train. Because, we do talk about stock prices, but this one pretty much shot out there, and it goes to show that overall, us as PC gaming enthusiasts are growing. We're the market that's standing out, baby. Yeah. So let's move on now. Jokey, you're awfully quiet, man. Are you vaping again?
No. I was interacting with the chat. And I was also, at the same time, I'll just be forefront and honest that I had zero interest in that topic whatsoever. So I was interacting with the chat. There were some proceedings happening where there was an assertion made that Donald Trump was disqualified from running for president of the United States, which I quickly posted an article that proved that to be false information. Yeah. So we just had to squash that and nip it right in the bud. So that took precedence.
You might be doing the wrong way or something, but at least he's trying to do something about it. That's what all I can say.
Who, Trump?
Anyway, yeah.
Oh my God! Please don't tell me you agree with Trump.
I don't agree with him. I said he's right. I think he's wrong about how he's going about it. But at least he's one of the guys who's trying to do something about it.
Well, yeah, but Hitler tried to do something about it too. Dude, I put him in like the same category. Like that guy is fucking pure. If that guy became president, it would be like guaranteed World War III, like within a year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, there's innocent people dying, and I don't like the fact that innocent people are dying, man. Like, I mean, imagine
Well,
losing
of
one of your
course,
siblings, dude, to a
things.
fucking a pointless terrorist attack.
Well, yeah, of
Absolutely
course, things
pointless.
need to be done, but not the way Trump is talking about it, because he's just
Yeah,
an
that's what I was
asshat.
saying. He's going about it wrong, but at least he's one of the guys who's saying, look, something needs to be done about it. Like, who else is really? I mean, I don't really follow American politics, but at least he's trying to do something about it. That's
All
all
I
I can
gotta
say.
say is vote Bernie Sanders.
Okay. Well, what's he doing about terrorism then?
I don't know. I don't pay attention enough to know.
So you're just voting for a guy you don't even know what's going to do?
No, he's got good things in mind. He wants to legalize pot. That's enough for me.
Yeah.
And he seems pretty legit. He is Bernie Sanders. He is Bernie Sanders
Oh,
after all.
shit. He wants to legalize pot. Yeah, that's good enough for me. Just vote him in. Get this guy in parliament like ASAP. Anyway, so
No, and
do we want
he's got good ideas for like college tuition and stuff. So like people don't have to pay for college anymore for state schools. That's a good thing too.
okay, but you don't know his stance on terrorism, which I think is a huge thing.
I'm pretty sure he's against it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure he's against it. So, yeah.
He's like, so what is your stance on terrorism, Mr. Sanders? I'm against it.
Oh man.
Oh god, it's amazing.
So yeah, what are you gonna do about it? Just gonna deploy some troops somewhere, out the front of the White House. Oh, yep, done my job. I'm safe. So,
So I'm against it.
yeah, I'm against it. Oh man, joke. Bernie, what's your stance on AMD? You can say, I'm against
I'm against it.
Oh, shit. All right. Anyway, so we want to move on to AMD and Gigabyte receive cease and desist.
What's Bernie's stance on microtransactions?
Yeah,
I'm against it.
I'm against it. Oh, man.
Yeah, so you want to move into the cease and desist order from Asetek?
Yeah. Okay, so
Bring it on.
Asetek have tried to. I think they're not successful, but I think they're going to keep trying. And they're trying to basically stop sales of the Fury X and also the Gigabyte. Is it the 980 Water Force? So this is happening on both sides, both AMD and Nvidia sides. And it's kind of sad to see this because, I mean, like, Asetek are already getting like 25.375% revenue off every cooler sold under Cooler Master in United States. So I'm really like, I mean, that's a lot. Like when you look at 25% of revenue, yes, they are infringing on a patent, right? If the judge finds them to be infringing on a patent, it's fair game. That's why you make patents, right? But I kind of don't get why they're just trying to stop sales. They're trying to stop their own 25.375% revenue. I don't get it. Like, anyway, basically, yeah, they don't want them to sell their coolers because they're infringing on their patents.
Well, they need to lose this fucking patent already because it's already ridiculous. Like it's like anyone comes out with a cooler here in the States and like they instantly sue them. Like Fractal did it, SwiftTech did it, Cooler Master's doing it. Like they just come out with a cooler and just like, no, you got to use our cooler. That's why.
Yeah.
Like that's why like
Asetek's
90% of the coolers you see on the market are running off of Asetek design.
Yeah. Tricky, sticky situation. But this is only happening in America. So that's why I'm seeing all these water coolers here for sale in Japan. Like, that's why I'm wondering why there's an abundance of them lately. I'm like, when I went to Electric City, I'm like, damn, there's a lot of water coolers for sale. Like, they've probably been released in the States. Like, now, pack up shop, just ship them off to the rest of the world and then put the price down. So, I don't know. But yeah, kind of tough business in the States, with the patent laws.
Patent.
Patent. All right, guys, vote whether you think it's a patent or if it's a patent.
Straw poll it.
Yeah, that's it.
So, last news topic of the day. This one's pretty exciting. Is that AMD's AM4 platform, which is basically Zen, is finally a new motherboard architecture. Finally, get some damn good motherboards from AMD. Coming March 2016, so looking like that's when we'll see Zen in March 2016.
I mean, according to a German site, so... But, I mean, I'm just hopeful. This is, like, man, if this came out in March instead of, like, Q4, I would be very happy because this is, like, new builds, new blood into the enthusiast tech market. I think this could really propel the PC gaming enthusiast in 2016. What are your thoughts, Joker?
Yeah, I'm against it.
You're against.
No. I think Zen's going to be really good. It's finally going to see something in there. We just haven't seen anything from AMD for CPUs in pretty much forever. It's like 9590 got a pretty soft launch. There wasn't really any excitement about it because it was just, modified versions of what they were already doing. Really no exciting motherboards. They need some good motherboards out there if they want to compete, especially in the gaming space when Intel is having refreshes of their motherboard architectures like every 6 months with the latest architecture being implemented, and all of the AMD boards are still from like 3 or 4 years ago. They don't even have PCI 3 for fuck's sake.
That's true. That's a very, very good point. Like, AMD definitely need to get out these new motherboards with all the latest features on them. USB 3.1, or because that's coming a thing now. You're gonna get PCIe 3, DDR4 as well. I'm sure people are like, well, I've got my new DDR4. I've got my Haswell E build. I can just transfer some DDR4 RAM over there, and I can then build my rig and have I don't know why people would do that, but anyway. So we've got simultaneous multi-threading, which is essentially... I'm really curious about what they're exactly going to do with it. Apparently the rumor is they're going to have like a hyper-threading-like design. I'm just curious to see as that pans out. Will Intel just be like, pass the buck and just be like, yeah, it's okay, you can do it. Like, you need some sales. Or, I don't know. Anyway.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. So, but according to the German side, it's going to be March instead. I mean, honestly, with this, it's much of a muchness because you'll see the motherboards being like in development and being announced like a good month before the release of the CPU. So that's one thing I'm going to be keeping an eye on is for the motherboards, and when they're released, we can then get excited, like super excited. You can vape some special stuff in that occasion, So like, what's it like? Do you have occasions with vaping? Is there like, I don't know anything about vaping. Is there like special like occasion vaping stuff? Like,
like a break in the conversation.
No, like,
that's
like
okay, it's your turn to talk. Okay, that means it's my turn to vape.
No. Okay, so like, no, maybe you've got like cheddar cheese, right? And then you got blue vein cheese. What's the blue vein cheese of vaping?
I'm afraid I do not get that reference because I'm not Australian.
Okay, well, blue vein's expensive. It's good stuff, You just eat your cheddar, cheddar
I wouldn't eat blue vein cheese. I'm American. I eat stuff that comes in like a yellow plastic slab.
Okay. Anyway.
If I'm lucky, maybe some camembert.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Joker doesn't know what blue vein cheese is. Because he's American.
It's that nasty looking shit from the food store. It smells like feet.
It tastes amazing.
It smells like feet.
It smells like feet.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Joker has to get his cheese taste buds tested. Like, you probably bought some off, like, sitting on the shelf for, like, a year.
No, it just looks like it's, like, fucking nasty and it stinks.
It doesn't. Anyway, we disagreed. We agree to disagree.
See, it's just different cultures, man. Americans aren't big cheese eaters, I don't feel. Like, the cheese we eat is, like, Velveeta and stuff. Like, the stuff you, like, melt and put on nachos.
Do you have, like... I remember I saw a picture of some chick on a wheelchair eating, like, a block of cheese. Did you see that recently? She's just, like, got a 1 kg block of cheese and she's just eating it like, yeah, I'm a boss, It's like, no, you're not. You're going to get a heart attack. Like, doing that.
I will agree with life that nachos do kind of smell like feet, but they taste really good.
Okay.
Because they smell like Mexican feet. And Mexican feet taste good.
Okay. Anyway, so we're finished on the topics. Does anyone want to shoot in the comments and...
No, they don't have any. They don't have any questions.
Okay, yeah, you guys got no questions. You guys got questions, so we're taking questions once this starts flowing through to the comments.
No, don't listen to them. We're not taking questions.
American cheese, yes, American. Don't listen to me, guys. Oh yeah, I got to say, like, I reviewed this microphone, dude. It's really not as good as the other mics, the lab mics that I got here. So I'm gonna give it a pretty bad review. So.
Oh, the Stony Edge.
Yeah, like it
doesn't
the
sound.
Problem is,
I hooked it up to my phone. It didn't sound better than my phone's microphone.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like I've tested it a ton. Like there'll be that video coming out very soon. I tested it a hell of a lot, and it was like 10 decibels more insensitive than the other microphones that I have here. And that's, $12.
Now it opens.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, as people say, no shooting in the comments. Okay. This it's not like, true. Hey, yeah. Anyway. Okay. Someone asked in the questions, do you think about this new Star Wars movie? I haven't seen it. It comes out on like the 17th, yeah?
Yeah, the 17th, 18th. I can't wait to go see it. I bought my tickets
Australia
already.
is like Australia's like one of the places in the world that we get to see it first, I believe, because they have the midnight session on the 17th. Man, I wish I was in Oz because it comes out on the freaking 18th here, which sucks. If it came out on the 17th, I'd be in the cinema like at night and I'd be like tweeting like, "Oh my god, it's so good," and people would be getting jealous. So
that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. I've already got my tickets purchased like on my phone, like they're just straight in my basket, like right inside my phone.
Yeah. That's it, straight in your basket, brother. So yeah. But yeah, so what else have we got? I got to throw through. So Nvidia GTX 1080, your thoughts? I mean, that would be Pascal. We've already talked about that. I don't think they'll give it the 1080. I think they'll give it a new naming series.
Yeah, it seems likely.
And it will be a pretty freaking tough card, man. Like, it will be a good card, especially in terms of getting the HBM memory on there, and they are getting yeah, and it's going to perform a lot better being on 16 nanometer. With those HBM power savings, and you got the Pascal architectural improvement, blah 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 blah. So you expect around on their top model, you expect about a 40% increase.
I am excited for the Hateful Eight, Eric. I am excited for that. Yes, I'm a big movie buff. I go to the movies like almost every week. Like right now, there's like nothing in the movies that I want to go see, and I'm just like waiting for something good to come out, just so I have a reason to go to the movies. Just because I like going to the movies. Like I want to go to the movies tonight, but there's nothing to go see.
Do you have caramel popcorn? I like caramel popcorn.
We get butter popcorn.
Okay, caramel's better.
I was talking to my friend in the UK, and he was like saying that they don't really do the whole butter on the popcorn over there. I'm just like, over here, man, they're like finding all new ways the ways do you get more butter in your popcorn. Like that's like there's like in America, it's like, man, there's not enough butter in here. How can we get more?
How can we give people more heart attacks on average? I don't know,
like they've got like little cups now, like at the butter station, the self-serve butter station that you could take, so you could fill them up with butter and bring them to your seat and like dip your popcorn in the butter like as you're eating it.
Yeah. Like, someone asked, can you test the new Corsair? Just butter it out, man. Just slap butter on your freaking face.
Dude, they even have like these shaker boxes where people will buy a box of candy, like Raisinets, and they put it in the popcorn thing, and then there's a compartment that they fill up with butter and they shake it. So then they have buttery Raisinets mixed with popcorn.
Yeah. Well, I mean, can you test the new Corsair inverted case with water cooling against
He doesn't sound impressed about this.
There are... well, we're going to get some questions on it. Otherwise, it's going to be overflowing. And
I think people want to know about the buttery Raisinets, Brian.
If you want to talk about butter popcorn, that's fine.
Jesus Christ.
All right, I got a question. Do you want to eat some right now?
Yes.
Okay, that's what it is. See, you're hanging for a fix. We're gonna hang up Tech Gaming Weekly, guys. Like
I'm trying to justify going to see the new James Bond film for a second time just so I can get some of its buttery goodness.
There we go.
Don't judge me.
There we go. And then you'll bring your Nvidia graphics card and you'll just be like in butter heaven, right?
Butter heaven.
And your G-Sync shoes.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, can we test that new Corsair inverted case? I mean, I'm not going to test it likely. Corsair don't send me anything at the moment. I mean, I hope that would change in the future. But if I had the case, I would test it. Yeah, I would obviously just grab the case, flip it around, flip it upside down, which would make it normal, and then test the temperatures, right? That'd be an easy way. No, but that wouldn't be the same. But anyway, lots of Islam stuff in the comments. Hold on.
I already saw Creed, Eric. It was really good.
Okay. What is punishment for apostasy in Islam? I don't have any idea.
How about this? Did you hear that Apple's developing its own GPU?
Really?
Yeah. I got it up here.
Wow.
I got it somewhere.
Okay, that'd be pretty cool.
I think here it is. It's on Fudzilla.
I hate these comments. Like when I'm trying to like scroll up and look back in the comments, it just goes down automatically. Streamer's lagging. Hey, Satan Payne, he's back there. Commodore's back there too. Hey guys, what's up? What do you think of Final Fantasy X finally coming to PC? Didn't hear about it. Not excited. Final Fantasy X was actually one of the ones that I really wasn't that interested in. I thought the main character, was it Titus, was a bit of a pussy. Auron was badass. Like, Auron was really good, but Titus was just a little bit too feminine for my liking as a main character. Like, if it was going to be a chick of a main character like Lara Croft, then sure, just go ahead and make it Lara Croft. But yeah, when Pascal comes out, are you going to upgrade, Joker? That's what you got asked. I already answered that for him. Yeah, he's going to be like first day.
Probably
with his G-Sync shoes on. G-Sync monitor.
Realistically, I mean, I got to see. I mean, I'm going to say that I want to see like what the performance is going to be compared to like the TIs, because it's obviously not going to be TIs at launch. Well,
are you going to wait?
Well, probably not, because I'm going to want to cover them right at launch.
That's it. Yeah, and you're going to have your G-Sync shoes on. Yeah, like. That's it.
Gotta have my G-Sync shoes on. I want that 16 gig of RAM.
Yeah.
Go see Victor Frankenstein.
All right. So the closest butter popcorn they get in the UK is sweet flavored. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, caramel's the best, man. Caramel trumps all that other stuff. Crunchy caramel popcorn. Get over it.
I might go see this. This looks pretty good.
Okay. So, Jokey, you're killing the audience with humor today. So.
Killing them with humor? Am I being funny?
Yeah.
Or was that sarcasm?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Let's take some more questions.
What do you think of the price of the new Nvidia GPUs are going to be? Probably the same exact as they were at the start of the last generation. They don't really seem to change that much. It's usually right around the same. If there was then, like a small price increase, then it probably wouldn't be by much, maybe like $20-$30 at most.
Yeah. We're gonna ask, what do we think of the new pricing of GPUs?
That's what I just answered.
The Pascal, sorry. So what, can you say it again? I just completely missed.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was just saying it's probably going to be the same that, the 980s were at launch and the 780s were at launch. Probably like $600 for the top end, like $500 for the one below that. And then eventually that'll come down when we see like, Titan Red or whatever and 1080 Ti's.
Yeah, I think you're right on the money, because I remember when the 980 was first released. Now the 980 Ti you can pick up here in Japan, a 980 Ti cheaper than what the 980 was originally released for. That's a scary thing, isn't there? So,
very scary.
All right. Did you just vape? Did you? I heard it. You can't lie now.
No, I didn't. I did. No, I did. Yes, I did.
All right, so would console beat PC eventually? No, like it's gone the other way. Consoles like lost to PC over time, and it's just getting trumped now. And especially as tech grows, as the tech community grows, the audience knows that I want to keep this rap going. I'm gonna start rapping. So
gotta bust some freestyles.
Yeah, the PS5 is not serious.
Biggie Brian the mic.
That's it.
No, I do not want to update my AVG right now. Jesus, postpone that shit.
I know C Ziggy's sick of saying, monitors $700 up. I kind of agree. There's just too many, like, especially when you kind of don't have to spend that on of money, right? There's a lot of, like, cheaper gaming monitors out there. And, the Linus Sex Tips. That name. Oh, my God. All right, anyway, so I've got my daily fix of humor, so with that name right there. So
yeah, we gotta wrap up the show, because I just found out that this movie starts at 6:10 p.m. and I got to go get my buttery popcorn fix now, because we talked about.
Oh, so you're serious? You're going down and getting some butter popcorn?
Well, I'm gonna go see a movie. Butter popcorn is probably gonna be there. I'm not gonna lie. It's probably gonna be present. But I'm going for the movie. I want to go. I want to go see the secret. It's secret in their eyes, man. I want to see that.
Does anyone got like serious questions? Like,
I want to see that new Nicole Kidman joint, man.
Okay. Okay. Then I guess.
And Chiwetel Ejiofor, the guy from 12 Years a Slave.
So we got to ask, who do you think is prepared most for all the rumored VR releases? Like, I honestly think Nvidia and Microsoft are the two guys who are really going to get VR right. It's just going to take time still.
HTC.
What?
HTC.
You said it. You said H. It's H, dude.
It's H.
H.
HTC Vibe.
I know people are gonna hate me. It's H, man. It's not H. It's H.
Voting for the HTC Vive.
HTC. Yeah. So you're going for HTC. Guy, I reckon Nvidia and Microsoft do it, but they're massive budgets, man.
Going for HTC and my HTC PC.
That's it. HTC, man. Vegemite. So, okay, we got no serious questions. We're gonna wrap up the show soon.
Yes, I will buy a VR headset. I'm gonna buy one right as soon as they come out. As soon as there's a game to play on it, I will buy one.
Okay, is Nvidia going to releasing an update for the 970 to fix the 3.5 gigabyte issue? Nah, like not this late in the cycle. Don't expect that. Yeah, so yeah. Right. I'm not buying a VR headset too. Eric Liro asked if I'm buying a VR headset. No, like not for a while. And even then I would try it and it'd have to not get me sick for like at least half an hour of use, which the last time I tried it, man, I got sick pretty quickly. So like 2 minutes, like literally like 10 seconds, I put it on. I was like, "Oh my god, vertigo!"
Did you see this?
In a place called Vertigo.
Did you see that YouTube added a new trending section on the front page now?
Oh, really? Trending? Sweet.
Yeah, if you go like on the left, it's got like home, my channel, and then usually it would be subscriptions next, but now they've got trending.
Okay, well, where's Tech Gaming Weekly? So
it should be in there somewhere, right? I mean, we should be the top trending show right now. Although it just seems like this whole thing is going to be filled with stuff from like Conan O'Brien and Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon and stuff like that.
Okay, well, 420 Joker. That's what we need to give them.
And Unbox Therapy and probably MKBHD will be here too. And that's about it.
True. That's true. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah. All right. Anyway, we will wrap up the show, ladies and gentlemen. So if you've got questions for next week, then submit it to Tech Gaming Weekly on Twitter, and don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe to me or Joker if you haven't already. Don't forget to tell your friends about the show, and they'll tell their friends about the show. Next week, I may have a special guest coming on the show. We may get Joanne Tech Lover finally. So she's the elusive tech head that we cannot get on the show, but we're going to try and get her on the show, okay?
And that amazing sponsored taste test.
Yeah, all right, yeah. Well, I'll try and get you guys a sample of Vegemite each, okay?
No, we're going to be tasting Brian. That's what we're tasting.
Oh. Oh, shit, man. You guys ready for overload?
Well, I've agreed to do it, but only if Joanne goes first.
Don't scare her. We don't want her like not coming on the show. So.
Come on, man. Man up. It's okay. It's not gay if I'm licking you. Remember that.
I don't know. I've never had a gay experience before. So, anyway.
All right. Anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and get on out here. I'm going to go and not lick Brian, and we will catch you guys next week, same time, same place, right here for all new TG dubs.
Ta-ra!
Rolling that out intro, outro. Ta-da!